Grand Pub, a woman's finished ringing up a customer's order, and as she gave him his change back. Thanks. And as he left a couple bucks in the tip jar and she saw, have a good day. And as he turned and walked away, and Howard is next in line. What can I get started for you? Is Eric here? And as Eric came from the back to where they are. As a matter of fact, he is. Stacy, you can go on break. And as Stacy turned and head to the back. So, how's the pub doing? Running smooth. I'm so glad it's finally open. Me too. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the holding cell, Taya's waiting. So Gwen came to her cell, and Taya saw and went to where she is. How did you get here? Trust me, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. Well, I got time before I go back to the hospital, so why don't you fill me in? Meanwhile, in Greg's office, Cassie came in and looking around, and as she has the flashbacks of her being in the storage room of Claire coming to the mirror and arriving. Those fools don't have a clue to who I really am. And as she began to remove her disguise, revealing to be Haley McLaughlin. And as she in turn put on another disguise, and it's revealed to be Cassie Goodcharm, and as the flashback ends. This was way too easy. Is there something I can help you with? And as Cassie turned and saw Jack, who came in. Yeah, where's Greg? I need to talk to him. I'm afraid you're gonna have to wait. He's pursuing a case at the moment. Is he now? Yeah. Meanwhile, is there something I can do for you? Meanwhile, at the Everglade Ridge Manor, as Michelle, David, Sheridan, and Dustin all came in, with Dustin closing the door. And as they begin talking in the front area, why the hell are we here in the first place? Isn't it obvious? And as Michelle and David turned and faced their kids, what is? What your mother is saying is, the two of you lot are moving here. The hell we are! You two must have really lost the plot to think that Sheridan and I would ever stay here in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, at the Crestwood Ridge Manor in the living room, Lucy's lying on the couch. So Tristan came in and went to where she is. And as she saw her husband and sat up, just in time for Tristan to win and sat by his wife. And as he said some warmth to her, you okay? Never in my long years of life I would ever see this happening. There's no way anyone could have seen it. All I know is, my dad loves my mom, and had you tried talking to her? Yeah, except when I got to her house, she left a note saying that she's moving out. Wow, that surely doesn't sound like your mom at all, which led me to believe there's more to this story. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Vince went and got himself a cup of coffee. And as he put the coffee pot down and went and sat down, just as carelessly Susan came to where he is. And he saw his mom. Vince, how's Andrew doing? No response. Not to worry, he will pull through. Yeah. In the meantime, do you really mean what you said? And as Vince got up and faced his mom, you heard the news of our split. I want to know the reason to why you're choosing to walk away from my dad. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen's lying in bed reading the book. Till Will came and knocked on the door. And Kristen saw his Will, and as she put the book up, just as he came into where she is. How are you? I'm fine. Then you want to tell me what the hell you think you're playing at? You're gonna find out anyways. You mean the fact that you can't carry both babies? Yeah, Rachel filled me in. That's because I told her to. And now, I have decided which baby I'm gonna keep. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Will, Michael's behind the closet door listening on their conversation. Meanwhile, at the Bayside, Donna in the front in Jesse's booth, Jesse and Emily are talking. Okay. Look, I'm sorry to snap at you. It's just, I got a lot on my mind, I understand. Your grandfather's death has really taken a toll. I'm choosing to trust Kyle despite him going on business trips, which I'm sure it's about the company. Of course. Look, I gotta go. Jesse, just tell your wife Lauren to let it go and please focus on your marriage. I will. Take care. And as Jesse got up and turned and walked away, just as Kyle and Jared came to where Emily is. I cannot help but overhear this conversation. When Lauren and Jesse's gonna back the hell off? Why are they interfering anyways? I'm guessing they need some sort of distraction. Not to worry. I told them to back off and focus on their own marriage. Anyways, I got something to take care of, so I'll meet you back at base. Yeah, sounds good. And as Emily got up, and as Emily and Kyle began kissing each other, and pull away, and as Emily turned and head to the back, while Kyle and Jared continued talking. Look, mate, I have to go as well. And as Kyle turned and also head out of the diner, just as Allison came to where Jared is, and he saw her. I found you at last. Meanwhile, outside the diner, Kyle's walking away, just as Rebecca came to where Kyle is, and he saw her. Rebecca. Hey, I was kind of looking for you. Look, I have to be somewhere right now, but we'll talk later. And as Kyle continued walking away, and as Becca turned and watched him. Meanwhile, at the Grand Pub, Howard and Eric are talking. So, what can I do for you? Well, it's not much I can do for me, is what I can do for you. And that would be, as you know, I came back here with one of my daughters, Tanya, and I was kind of thinking about staying here in LA. So in other words, you're looking for work, right? Yeah, and I was kind of hoping there would be hiring here. Look, I'm not trying to sound desperate, man, it's cool. Let me go get an application for you. You know what? On second thought, why don't you follow me? And as Eric led Howard to the back. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the holding cell, Gwen and Taya are talking. So, what you're saying is that Karen and Mildred are here with you. Look, I know it seems doubt and crazy. Oh, yeah, it does. Because I saw Mildred at the hospital. Have you noticed that she's been different? No. By the way, where are they? They're in the interview room, but they should be back momentarily. So, how are you doing? Honestly, I don't feel good. Carly and Sharon are working on pushing your arraignment as we speak. That's good to know. And it's a two-people approach. And they're revealed to be Karen and Mildred. And it's Gwen and Taya saw them, with Gwen being surprised. Oh my god. So it's true! Meanwhile, in Greg's office, Cassie and Jack are talking. This concerns me and Greg. Then I'm afraid you're gonna have to come back. Okay, Jack. Maybe you're right. Perhaps you can help after all. Sure. What's up? I want to help in the investigation to what happened to Frank and Mimi. I've already taken. What about my brother Andrew? I want to know why nobody's doing anything about it. Thing is, I'm on that case. Are there any leads? You know I'm not liberated to say, but I'll keep you informed. And as Cassie turned and went and left Greg's office. Meanwhile, at the Everglade Ridge Manor, as Michelle, David, Sheridan, and Dustin all went in the living room. And as they all began facing each other. Need I remind you that your father and I paid to have you in college? You know what? I could have got a scholar on my own, but you didn't. So we paid for it in the end. So basically, unless you pay for something, we can pull it out in a heartbeat. Well, perhaps I didn't need your help in the first place, Destin. You have enough credits to get yourself to school here, and you know it. Fine, but I do it on my own terms. What do I do? It's my senior year, and I'm going to a new school? You, along with you, will be fine. Bottom line is, this is your home, and if you want to leave, then your mother and I ain't gonna stop you. But just so you know, you lot will be on your own. Well, I just might have to take you up on that. Meanwhile, at the Crestwood Rich Manor in the living room, Lucy and Tristan are talking. You think there's something? I don't know, but I know my mom would never walk away from my dad. Maybe I can call my dad to look into it, seeing that Bradley and him are good friends. Is your dad still here? I'm sure he is, but I haven't heard from him lately. All I know is, I can't let my parents end their marriage, but lately, my mom's been sort of dodgy as of late. How so? The way she was behaving, I saw her at John's funeral and I could feel the coldness in her, as if what? As if my mom was acting like a colon. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Carringsley, Susan, and Vince are talking. Look, a lot has happened lately. Really? Because I for one don't buy it for a second. You don't really have to. I have made it quite clear to your father that it's over. I get that. But you never told me the reason, and I'm getting a vibe that you're not going to tell. Let me stop you right there. I really appreciate that you care about me and all so much, but you, along with everyone else, need to respect my decision because I have made up my mind. Mom, this doesn't sound like you at all. So, you rather have me lie to your father, making him believe that we're the most powerful couple in history? That might work in the movies, son, but this is real life in reality. Your father and I are grown apart. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen and Will are talking. Are you serious? Yeah, I have decided to save our baby. What about Michael? Why the hell would you bring my ex-husband's name into this conversation? Wrong, because he's still your husband. I just want to focus on us and our baby. And speaking of which, I'm doing the C-section. Seriously, Kristen? Why would you do that? Because I have to do it. You have to do it. Come on, Will. Gwen told me that a C-section is best for our baby. Oh, so now it's our baby. Which is it, Kristen? You've already told Gwen, didn't you? Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Will, Michael's still behind the closet door, listening on Kristen and Will's conversation. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the hallway, Rebecca's walking down the hall thinking. Just as the man came to where she is, and he began looking at the schedule. Excuse me, and as Becca came to where the man is Kyle gonna be coming back? He just left about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I just ran into him. He said he's got something to do. Well, I'm afraid that's that. Thank you for being useless to me. You can go on. And as the man turned and walked away. And as Becca thinking, you may be able to run from me, Kyle, but you can't hide. I will find you in the end. And as Becca began to walk down the hallway. Meanwhile, let's get to the front area where Allison and Jared are talking. I miss you. Not as much as I miss you. So, are you looking forward to having a family with me? Yeah, I am. You want to eat here? Sure. Actually, I'm kind of starving. Well, it's a good thing we're at this diner. And as they went and sat in the booth, facing each other. You know what? I kind of miss working here. You do know they're hiring. Nah, besides, I love the restaurant we own from where we're from. Meanwhile, Emily came back to the front. and saw Mary and went to where she is. And she also saw her. Emily! And as Mary went to where Emily is. Mary, I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I left town for a while. Losing our grandfather proved too painful than I imagined, so. You have time for a quick chat? Yeah, let's get a table so we can catch up. Already got one. And as Mary led her sister back to her booth. And as they arrived and sat down and faced each other. So tell me, what's my sister been up to? Long story short, I'm still head over heels over Neat Collins. Meanwhile, at the obligated apartment in Jesse's apartment, Jesse came in flat. Jesse's iPhone beeps, and he got it and saw to text from his mom. Lauren. And as Jesse headed to the living room, starting to dial Lauren's phone number, till he hears his door slam, and he turned and saw Kyle there, who isn't happy. Meanwhile, at the Grand Pub in Eric's office, Eric and Howard are talking while Eric is looking at the application Howard filled out. Okay, I see that you have a lot of experience running pubs. Yeah, I used to work there from time to time, from different variety sorts, so I see. Alright, and as Eric put the paper down and looked at Howard, here's the deal. I'm currently looking for the right manager who will serve as a night one, which I see here on your resume that you fit that category perfectly. I assure you, I won't let you down if you give me the chance. You do know you'll be working with your daughter. That's fine, right? Yeah, good. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you a trial run. How soon are we talking? How about now? I'll train you, and if all goes well, you got yourself a job. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the holding cell, Gwen and Taya are surprised by Karen and Mildred's arrival. What the hell is going on? It's really a long story. Linda and Wayne. Look, Gwen, you can't tell anyone. Why not? We don't want to throw the Connor twins off at all. Basically, Linda and Wayne has made calling versions of Karen and Mildred. Why would they do that unless they want to destroy our families? By the way, I heard you're doing a good job running the hospital as the chief of staff. Temporarily, but thanks. So, what is your plan? Make it look like they won. In the meantime, just keep an eye on them and be our eyes and ears. Look, I'll come back later and we'll try to sort this out. Excuse me. And as Gwen turned and walked away, just as the guard came and opened the cell. Taya, your bail's been set. And as Taya came out, meanwhile, the two of you lot get back in. And as Karen and Mildred head back in the cell, just as the guard closed it. Wait, can I get a moment? Sorry, I'm afraid that's not happening unless it's like this. And while we're at it, you might want to hear the terms from Carly and Sharon first. I'll be waiting by the door when you're ready. Actually, I can go now. And as Taya looked at Karen and Mildred, stay strong, ladies. I will get you out of this. And as the guard began to lead Taya down the hallway. Meanwhile, in the storage room, Cassie came in, and as she closed the door and turned and faced the storage area thinking, damn it, Jack. I will not let you stand in my way. Besides, and as Cassie got her iPhone out and turned it on, and pull up a picture of Claire being tied up in an unknown location, somebody just might pay for it. Meanwhile, at the front desk area, Taya's finished signing papers. And as she gave it to Jack. Okay. The guard said Carly and Sharon had terms based on my release. They'll fill you in. And as Jack got up, just wait here. and as Jack turned and walked away, just as Gwen came to where Taya is, and she saw her. When I said, I want you to tell me what the hell is going on. More importantly, why are there clone versions of Karen and Mildred? Meanwhile, at the Everglade Ridge Manor in the living room, Michelle, David, Sheridan, and Dustin are talking. Enough! I am almost sick of your damn attitude. So do you have any idea how we feel? Sheridan and I had to literally drop everything we had just so you two moved us cross country to a place we didn't want to be in the first place. Your mother and I had our reasons. Let me guess. Michael, right? Oh, I get it now. He's the reason to why we're here. I'm guessing he's more important than the two kids you have before you. He's our son, your brother. I refuse to believe any of that. You don't have to. We told him that we moved here so all of us will be a family. You two are such hypocrites. And as Dustin turned and went and left the room, he will never be a part of our family. And as Sheridan also head out, but stopped and turned and faced her parents. Never! And as Sheridan turned and left the living room, leaving Michelle and David talking. I oughta, and as Michelle head out, but David went and stopped her. Oi, let her go. You don't have to worry about our kids. They'll get used to the idea of being here. Oh, I know they will. Meanwhile, at the Crestwood Ridge Manor in the living room, Lucy and Tristan are talking. Colin? Seriously? Yeah. Isn't it obvious? She hasn't been acting like herself at all. What should we do about it? I'm gonna go home and visit her, and I want you to come with me for backup. Sure. And as they both got up and head to the front area, and soon arrived. It's about time we get some answers. And as Tristan opened the door, with Lucy leaving, followed by him, and as he closed the door. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Karen's Willie, Susan, and Vince are talking. That's it. You two are going apart after everything you went through. Yeah, I'm afraid we are. You know, Mom, there's this thing called counseling, and it really works. Oh, wake up, Vince! You're only fooling yourself, living in a fantasy world. You know what? And as Vince got up, I refuse to accept that you and my dad are breaking up. And as Susan also got up, frankly, I didn't ask you to. Please excuse me. And as Susan turned and walked away. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen and Will are talking. You told her? Of course I did. I'm only doing this because I want to. No discussion. It's done. You want me to accept this? If you love me, you will. We're on our way as we speak to perform it. I'm gonna need some air. Do whatever you have to, but be back when I'm in labor. And as Will turned and went and left the room, just as Michael came from behind the closet to where Kristen is, and she saw him. You did good. I just don't feel good lying to him, Oi. We have come too far to give up now. We just gotta make certain this works. You're right. Will cannot know the fact that this baby I'm carrying is yours. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the hallway, Rebecca's thinking. To her iPhone rings, and she got it and saw who it is and answered it. Hello? What? No. I'm on my way right now. And as she hung up. Well, Kyle, it appears you spared yourself. For now. And as Becca turned and head back to the front. Meanwhile, in the front area, Allison and Jared are talking while they're eating their respected food. And as Allison sent some long for her husband. You okay? I need to tell you something. What is it? I have an idea of what to do when we get home. What's that? Oh, I don't mean here in Los Angeles. I know what you mean. Allison, I've been looking forward to becoming a dad for a long time, and I'm sure you'll be a good one. Thank you. Come on, let's go. And as Jared got his wallet out and took out $40 and left on the table and put his wallet up, just as Allison and Jared got up. And as they began heading out, holding hands, walking past the booth where Emily and Mary is. Let's get to them while they're talking. You still love Nate? Yeah. Despite the fact that he cheated me, I just can't help but it's a Colin trait. That is why I want to pursue Robbie. You like Nate and want to date Robbie? Yeah. He's a great guy. Besides, we bonded very well. By the way, have you seen him? He's at the cafe. Lori hired him as a temp while Maria is gone. Good. I'm going there now. I really hope it works out. Thanks. It will. And as Mary got up and walked away. And soon, Becca also came walking by Emily's booth just as she got up. And as she got her iPhone out and turned it on and began texting Kyle that she's on her way. And as she put her iPhone up, time for some one-on-one with Kyle, the only husband I ever loved. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment and Jesse's apartment in the living room, Jesse's surprised by Kyle's arrival. What the hell are you doing here? I warned you to back off. You and your wife. I did. No! You told my wife to be careful. Far as I'm concerned, that is the same as interference. Look, dude, I apologize. Too late for that. Now it's time for you to pay. What do you mean by that? And as Kyle revealed the Mamilican ring, and it starts to glow, and Jesse is stunned by what he's wearing. That item, it looks vaguely familiar, and as Jesse realized, no way, that can't be. Well, I'm glad you're familiar with this item, because now you're about to see what it can really do.